Morning, everybody. We're going to start a new thing today. Is the Christian's attributes manifested towards God. On Hebrews 11:6. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Believe. Believe. It takes faith and belief to live for God in this world. Faith is an inner conviction that is not based on visible matters. Faith, the ability to look towards to heavenly city of God. Faith is possible because God is faithful himself. Faith, we can accomplish great things in this world with faith. See, and God is backing us up. God is backing us up. Faith manifested towards God. Hebrews 12:10. For they verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Holiness. We need to be holy for God. Being disciplined of God is very, very important. Just like a runner, he has to prepare himself to run the race. Have you ever run? You have to prepare yourself. You just can't start running. You ain't going to accomplish anything. He has to be disciplined, because if we are competing with others that are doing the same thing, the flesh disciplines you to get the best out of you, not to hurt you. See, that's the way God is. Your Father. The flesh needs to be disciplined to get the best out of it, not to hurt you. It doesn't hurt you. God doesn't have no intentions of hurting you. He has all the intention of saving you and keeping you saved. Titus 2:12, teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, we should have soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world. Ungodliness refers to that which is not according to God's ways. If you're ungodly, you're not pleasing God. Lust refers to not only in sexual desires, but sinful desires in general. We got to be careful what we're doing. We got to be careful what we're thinking and what we're looking at. It all has to do with being ungodly. Being ungodly. Because we need to be godly before God. That's the only way we can please him. That's the only way we can please God. In Matthew 22:36 and 37, Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law? Jesus said unto them, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. That's the greatest commandment. But he kept going and saying, there's a second. There's a second, just like unto the other one. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Ain't that something? We're supposed to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. And we don't hate ourselves, do we? Unless you hate yourself. I don't hate myself. I love myself. Love the Lord thy God and love thy neighbor as thyself. Ain't that something? With all your heart. That means the total being of a man. When we do something for God, it has to be with your heart, all your heart, with everything from within you. Ain't that something? He did everything from within him. We can do the same. Love. Remember in other talks we said that we have to love even our enemies. Our enemies need to be loved because they desire love. And they need salvation. If we don't show love to them, how can we gather them to be saved? It doesn't work that way. You got to love them. So when you love somebody, you're going to pray for them. You're going to go out of your way for them. You're going to help them when they need help. That's how you win somebody. Love. In Mark 11:22, and Jesus answered, saith unto them, have faith in God. Our attribute towards God is faith. We should have faith in God. That's the only way we can please him, if we live by faith. That's the only way. You can't live by the way you live on your carnal life. You can't please God that way. He doesn't want to see you that way. He wants to see you live by faith. Faith is one of the attributes of God we need to acquire. First of all, we don't please God. Without faith, we don't please God. If we don't go forth, then we need faith to see the kingdom of God. That's the only way you'll see the kingdom of God, is by faith. Because we don't see. We need faith to see the spiritual things of God. See how faith is important in our life? We need to live by faith. A lot of things that are going on in this world, if we don't have faith, we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. We're going to believe a lie before we believe a truth. We're going to receive something that isn't of God. Philippians 4:4, rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say rejoice. We should always have a joy in our being towards God. Because just being saved and our names written in the Lamb's Book of Life, that should be something that we should be rejoicing about. You should always rejoice because you're in the hands of a loving God who is ready and working in your behalf. We should be rejoicing because our names are written in the Lamb's Book of Life. And I say rejoice. Again, rejoice. Always rejoice. That's awesome. Not everybody's name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life. Is your name written there? Can you find it? Is God going to be able to see it? The only way he'll be able to see it is when he sees who you've been living for. Have you been living for him? Or how about Satan? Have you been living for Satan? Then your name's not written in the Lamb's Book of Life. Your name has to be there, so you need to keep living for him and keep being faithful to him. Just like he's faithful to you, you need to be faithful to him. And your name will be written in the Lamb's Book of Life. Today we talked about the Christian's attributes towards God. Everybody be out there, be blessed in Jesus' name.